This doesn't happen too often, but I've made this is the third time that I'm trying to make this video. And the reason I've had to make it 3 times is because, to be honest with you, I'm just a flawed man, and I get in the flesh in this subject. It gets me so stirred up, guys. But I'm gonna tell you something. Even though I might get aggravated and sometimes say things that maybe I could find a better way or whatever it is, it doesn't stop the things that I'm about to tell you from being true. And here's what usually happens every year that I fight this same battle. Everybody gets aggravated with me. They think I'm a stick in the mud. And I don't know how to appeal to God's people today, but I'm going to try my hardest to try to hit every area. You know, I just left the store. I'm not going to say which one. And they had what I would like to call holiday decorations. Why do I say that? Well, you know where I'm going with it probably. Even if you don't go to church, even if you aren't a Christian, you probably know where I'm going with it. It's like, I see Santa Claus. There's the elf on the shelf. They found so many different characters, guys. It's like, I'm driving right now. This guy in my neighborhood, he's got him a snowman dog with the hat on. You know, we got Rudolph. We got Jack Frost. We got all these characters. And I noticed, too, there's always a way to keep making up new movies every single year. And you see them everywhere. And, you know, even all the way to, and I'm going to say it, guys, are going to get real serious now, because even all the way to Hallmark, it's like somehow they find a way to keep having all these Christmas movies without having anything to do with Jesus at all. You know, we should really consider some things about what we do during this holiday. And here we are as God's people, and I know, I see God's people, I talk to them, Christian people that I meet, and we know that we're in trouble. We know how over the last couple years, this whole thing with everything that's been going on with this sickness and everything, it's run through the churches. Our churches are down. And you know something, quite frankly, guys, what I'm about to say, I really think has a lot to do with that. And it's not the disease's fault. It's about what the world sees in us. We want people to come where we are. And listen, folks, I'm not talking about living a sinless life, because we don't have that ability, but there's some things we can premeditate that are pretty serious. I always think about that, the things that are premeditated. You know, when we slip up in an instant, it's not okay. It doesn't make it right. But, you know, that kind of stuff, like when Moses smote that rock, I'm not saying it was okay. He didn't get to go into the promised land, but you know, these people, they just won't stop. They just won't stop. And he got aggravated. And let me tell you, it wasn't right. But there's a little bit different if I heard God say to Moses, you know, don't you smite that rock, you know, and he was like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to, right at noon. That's when I'm going to do it. Everybody's going to meet up by the rock at noon, and I'm going to use my right hand and strike that rock with this staff right here. I mean, that would be, if I read that story, I'd be like, who is this guy, from the context of his character, from everything else I'd read about him? Because that would be completely contrary to a man who's trying, who's at least endeavoring to serve the Lord and be in his will. And guys, whenever I go into a store and I see everything but Jesus, they find a way. I mean, look, every commercial, this is a season that's about, and they name all these things and they never say Jesus. But hold on, I'm about to tell you our part in it. When we take part in the same things, it's like, and people will come to me now, like, this is how twisted this argument gets. They'll be like, well, is Christmas even, was that even Jesus' birthday? Okay, are you celebrating it or not? First of all, let's just start there. Well, is it even Jesus' birthday on December the 25th? Well, you know something? They'll say, well, the Catholics started that. First of all, like, let me just go back in history and stuff and tell you, there's a lot of that you need to look out. And I'm not saying that part isn't true, but there's a lot that you need to look into with that before you start making statements. What else do you go around saying stuff and being so bold and brazen that you haven't looked into that much? That's something to consider. And I'm not saying that, you know, we all need to be experts in everything, but we need to be experts in things we're passionate about, or we need to at least endeavor to know some things in the things that we're passionate about. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's like, if that's your argument, let's just say this. The Bible says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Everything's his. And nobody gets to steal a day. And so what has happened is, let's just get down to brass tacks. We've decided on a day that we're going to celebrate Jesus' birthday. Do you want to pick another day? Because we can. But right now, it's been December 25th since the day I was born, okay? And you too. And you guys are going to celebrate it. I'm going to celebrate it. Even the people that are watching this that aren't Christians and don't intend to be are going to be celebrating it. Why? Because it's become normalized. That everything about this... Look, it's so... You don't think that we should expect judgment? It's like we sit here and we're like, God, we need God's help. How can we get him to help our churches? And then the day we set aside for his birth, you remember he was born to die? Look, You're looking at like the most flawed preacher that's ever lived, okay? I don't have anything to offer you, my goodness. That's why I'm so thankful for him and what he's done for me. And he's done for the whole world. And he was born on a special night, and it's the Christmas story. And the last time it was in a movie that I know of is Charlie Brown, guys. That's how long ago anyone in our country, or it was even allowed on the television. And you say, well, what can we do? What can we do? How is that our fault? What can we do about it? Don't make him share the one day that's set aside with 20,000 other characters. Do you think that's an accident or a plan of the devil? And only the devil could do something where it seems like it's totally taken over. It's like, it's become like, I don't want to use the word ironic, but it's almost silly. How much, everything, all the decorations, and we put them up in our house. Where is Jesus? I'm not saying to put up a statue of him. I'm just saying, is it his day or not? And then you look at characters like Santa Claus, and I'm sorry. Everybody gets mad every year. I'm sorry that it's true. They give him the attributes of God. Who else? Who else do you allow into your kids' lives that have the attributes of God? That not only do they have the attributes of God where they know what you're thinking, they know when you're asleep. Yeah, that's going to be really good in 2021. When we want our kids to stay away from online predators and just predators in general. When every time you turn the news on, you hear about people abusing children. That's what I would like, is a dude who has no temperance and can't control his intake of food, to be watching my kids at night, sneaking in my house. You think it's funny too. It's not funny. Because I'm telling my children, I got a baby in the house. I got one who's 5 years old who's not at the age of accountability. Hey man, there's an invisible being who sees you when you're sleeping. He knows what you're thinking. He knows if you've been bad or good. So he's got some serious, some play there in morality. And how about, folks, ask yourself this. Was he Saint Nicholas before or after he died? Baptists? I didn't know. I thought a saint was someone who was saved. You know, what's Santa Claus going to bring you? What did God bring us? His perfect son came here and was born in a manger, dude. We're already having something that sounds pretty tragic. What baby would we pass by in a manger today and not rescue? I mean, the beginning of his story is already service to us. We can't even give him a day for his own. It's despicable. And look, every year people get mad at me. Oh, Brother Adam just doesn't want to have any fun. Yeah, that's Brother Adam. I don't like to have fun. Give me a break. It's just out of control is what it is. And the services get shorter and shorter on Sundays. Let's just have it because we're going to go be with family. Well, you already heard on the TV that that's what Christmas is about. So why wouldn't we go ahead and do away with church so that we can be with family? Look at Brother Adam. He thinks he knows a thing or two. I mean, he's just going to get aggravated and always come down on all these things, you know, at Halloween, at Christmas. Yeah, it's all super wicked. And we're over here putting all these emphasis on more other moral things that we like that we know we don't do. This is going to be one that would be challenging for you. It was challenging for me and my family. You're looking at a dude who's so wicked in his natural heart that Halloween was once my favorite holiday. It's the devil's holiday. That's what I believe now, and I preach it and I teach it. People get mad at that too. Every year. Like I'm trying to make everyone mad and saying things that aren't true. You know, it's getting to the point where our houses look just like our Facebook pages. You can't tell a difference between us and the world. And here we are begging for God's help. Just a little loyalty. One day. One day. Emphasize it to your lost family. Make them know who this is about. Maybe they'll reflect on what he did. He was born to die. He came to service. We gave him a day. We picked a day. We won't give it to him. We'll give it to all these other people and even give them their attributes. And it's someone that I wouldn't want my kid to aspire. Oh, he's got a big jolly belly. I mean, the dude looks like he's already got, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. He looks like he's already like just suffering from the worst case of diabetes. Well, why not? He sneaks in your house at night. Let's make that acceptable. You say, that's ridiculous, Brother Adam. You're taking it too far. Yeah, I'm taking it too far. I mean, look around. We got predators everywhere we look. But you know, he knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Well, what's good? The Bible says there's none that are good. No, not one. And there's none that seeketh after God. And maybe you're listening to this right now and you're like, what is he even talking about? What is this? Why is he, reproving all these Christians out there? What is this all about? I want to tell you about one who came and he was born in a manger. in the poorest state. I mean, it was just, you know, we have all these pretty, you know, we put out our statues in our nativity scenes, and look, that's better than Santa Claus, I guess. And it looks like everything's just going great for him, you know? Have you ever been in a barn or a stall or a manger? Have you been around a manger? We have horses. I grew up with horses, rather. I wouldn't want to sleep in there. But God did. And he did it for you if you're watching it, because it doesn't matter who you are. He loves you and he died for you if you're watching this. And I'm going to tell you something. Every year we fight about whether or not we say Merry Christmas, and I guarantee